Hey, Bart Miller here with Cycling Strong. So something that's always interested me is that I find a lot of guys don't know how to change a tire, which is mind-blowing if you're going to be out riding bikes. You got to know how to change your tire, and you need to make sure that your tires are good. So you're really not going to be able to tell on that camera right now, but if you were to come over here and take a look on this tire right now, Kobe, why don't you come over here as close as you can. We'll see if they can see this. But right here, you'll start to see that that tire is super flat, okay? So the tire's still in fairly okay shape. I'm not gonna have, necessarily a puncture, but you can start to see that how right in here, it's getting really weather checked and it's really flat. Got a slice right here. So this tire is ready to be switched off, okay? Right here soon, I'll be getting a flat tire on that. Now, if you look at this tire, let's come up to the front. So if I take and move this off right here and clean it off, you'll see that it's round. It's not really got a flat spot. So this tire isn't really ready to go. Now, that's usually the case. A front tire will last through 2 tires on the back. Then you can switch it off. But that's something to think about. Now, most of these tires, as Kobe's sitting there moving over, okay. So a little bit here, most of these tires are what's called a directional tire. So on this tire, for example, you'll see that there's a peak and a valley. So you'll see there's kind of like a shark tail right here. And if you look on the tire itself, and I'm not sure, I'll see if I can find it really quick before I take this off to try to help you. And it may be on the other side, oh, right there. You'll see right here, there's an actual arrow, and it says rotation right here. That means that tire has to rotate a certain direction. I've actually seen guys with their tires on wrong. So you need to make sure that you're looking at those things on a tire. If it's a rotational tire, make sure that it's going the right direction when you put it on. So, like I said, I've seen a lot of people, they have no idea how to change a tire. So I'm changing a tire on this because it needs it, but you can assume it would be identical to as if I just had a flat. So if I just had a flat, this tire would be totally down, empty right now, right? So we'll empty it out. Okay, so now I have a flat tire. So, a couple things that you want to think about. When I get a flat tire, thing is you want the wheel off, right? So you got to get this wheel off. Right now you can see I'm in my tallest ring. Now, everybody has differences in opinion on this. For me, I want that to be all the way down. Okay, I want that in my lowest chain ring. Because I like it when I take it off, I want it clear down there so that that's out of my way. So some guys like it halfway through, other guys like it different places. Me personally, that's where I want it to be, okay? So I want it all the way down. Then what I do is make sure my Garmin head's not gonna touch, make sure your water bottles are not gonna leak, pull them out if you have water bottles on. Then come back here to the back, loosen your skewer up, pull your derailleur straight back, just like that. So it's pulled clear back, your tire just lifts right out, okay? Now once your tire's out like this, you do not want to start right here on the core, okay? You want to kind of find a spot down here, and I'm going to have Kobe rotate on the back here a little bit so you can see what I do with my thumbs. But you come back here, and you start to pull this, right? And you're just trying to make sure you don't ruin your tube, right? And it doesn't matter how it comes off. You want to basically put enough pressure on this thing that you're getting it to go right over the lip. So it doesn't matter because it's flat anyway. And it's being tough on me today. There we go. Okay? So just break that sucker clear off of there. Okay? Now, once again, if you've already got that on there and you're swapping, you can see that this one has shark tails, this one has shark tails. So I can lay my tire, if I want to, right, identical to what I'm taking off. Or if you know what you're doing, you don't even worry about it, okay? So, what I'm going to do is come around. Now obviously, if you're in a race situation, you're going to do this a lot faster. you'd yank that tube out, but you're gonna have to have this back on there the right way, okay? So now I pull the tube, and I've got it stuck on here because I've got a valve stem holder right there. Pull the tube, and we've got the shark tails going this way, so we know our direction's right. Okay, so now we start to put okay, now that's back on. Okay, now the reason I'm putting the cog that way is because obviously I have white pants on and I'm trying to stay as clean as I can. So I just had to get this done, so I thought I'd just help you guys out. If I can help one person, then it was worth it. So I just thought I'd hurry up and do this. Okay, so now I've got that stuck in there. Now what I like to do is, you see how that has just a little bit in it? If it doesn't have much air, what you can do, I'll pull this back out because this is something that if you don't have a pump with you, just go like that. Just blow right through the valve stem. See how it made that tighter? See how it holds that air in there? Now what that does is once you stick that back in there, it kind of holds the tube back so you don't get what's called a pinch flat by putting this back in, okay? So then what you want to do is you want to work that tube around so that it's setting in the dips. What I mean by the dips is right, you know, there's a little hole inside there where that tube lays, right? And that's what you want to do, is just kind of work that around and in that slot, okay? Then what you want to do is take your thumbs and start to work that so that it's not pinching that tire. See how it just kind of works on there? Okay? Now if that tire's in there and it's got a little bit of air, it makes it pretty easy not to trap that tube, right? So I just, like you saw what I did, I didn't have to get an air cartridge out or anything like that. And then I just make sure that that tube's back. Push it with your fingers. Make sure it's back. Okay? Now right here, this is when it's going to get tight. Now this is where it happens that you need a tire leveler, sorry. Sometimes to get this on right here, okay? This is where it gets tight. Now a lot of guys on carbon fiber rims, they don't want to use one because it can scratch the crap out of your rims. So you just have to be really tough with your hands. Okay, now that's all the way back on there. My direction should be correct. So we know that when I put this back on here, right, this tire is going to rotate this way, right? So it's going to be spinning that direction. So you can go back. I can't remember where our little thing was. We can verify. I can find it here really quick. Right here, here's our rotation, okay? Now, another thing is, let's say this right here. A lot of people, a lot of guys, they're really fussy, and I don't blame them. It's really cool. I'm just not one of them. But they'll line this up. They make sure that's lined up over something like this. Or they want that lined up right somewhere. That's totally your call. Doesn't make any difference in how the tire rotates. It's just in aesthetics and how it looks. Now, once it's right here this far, two things you can do. You can either put it back on the bike, or you can take your air cartridge and let me just grab one really quick, a CO2, and I'll just show you. All right, so here's a pack that I carried. Should just be one of them. Hopefully I got the right one here. See, there's a tube right there, levers right there. And then here's the air cartridges right here that you can use, okay? Now I packed two of them. The type of tool I use, if you look right here on the top, there's where that would go on this right here. Now what I would do is I would screw this all the way in as tight as I possibly could. I would shove this on right here. So this has got to get out of the way. I would shove this on here all the way down, just like that. And then I would unscrew this. and that's gonna inflate the tire right then and there. This gets super, super, super cold. So remember that. It's gonna be super cold. But that's how you use that right there. Inflates the tire. Sometimes you need 2 of them to get the type of pressure that you want before you go take it off. So always pack 2, or let's say that you didn't get your tire checked when you took it off, so you didn't go through. When you take a tire off like this, you sometimes need to take your hands really good. Make sure there's nothing in that tire, because something blew that. And if you can see where the cut is, let's say that I cut this in the sidewall. I always have $1 or $2 in my pocket. Well, usually I have 20. So what you do is you lay that inside of here. So when you're putting this tire back on, you blow that up, you stick that right there so that that will take the brunt of something if it hits it, so it doesn't puncture another tube, right? You put that that boot, what we call a boot, right here in that tire. So you just fold your dollar bill up, stick it in there. That guards that tube of where the cut was. If the cut's on top, same type of a thing. So if you get a glass cut, it's the best thing you can do is take something and put inside there. Even if it's a piece of paper, piece of cardboard, anything off the side of the road that you know is not going to puncture it, but make sure the inside of that tube is cleaned out, really clean when you put it back on, so that you don't get another puncture on your ride, okay? So just a couple things to think about. Then when you get home, you can fix it at that point in time. So if you've never changed one of your own tires, you don't know how to do it, go out, practice it one time. It's not that difficult. That's kind of just a simple walkthrough on how to do it. Now I'll just go get my regular pump. There's no sense in wasting a CO2 cartridge. I'll pump that up. This tire will be ready to go, and I'll be able to ride a brand new tire tonight. So anyway, that's how you do it. Hope you like that. Keep cycling strong. If you're not following me on my blog, please do that. Right now, go follow that. There's lots of things out there that we have. Leadville book, if you're going to Leadville, it's kind of my experiences, all that kind of stuff. Go get that book. Kobe right now has got a speaker that's on there that we're doing. It's a waterproof speaker. You know, a few things like that. Get involved with our community. Help me be a better rider, and I'll help you be a better rider. We'll talk to you soon.